Welcome to this week's edition of AgostoAllElite Podcast on a Saturday as usual. Today we're going to talk about T Networks, happy with WWE and AEW, the update on Vista's documentary, Moxley forced to work less indie dates, and much, much more. Let's start with a Dynamite recap. Let's go to Dynamite. Alright, AEW Dynamite was from the Coca-Cola Coliseum in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. We had Excalibur, Siobhan, and Taz on broadcasting team. You already know. Here's some Wednesday night. You already know what it means. So now Renee Paquette has joined the AEW broadcasting team. She went on ramp to interview Christian Cage, and this is what Christian had to say. It feels great to be back in Toronto as the face of the city of Toronto, the country of Canada. I'm going to guarantee victory tonight. Without further ado, let me introduce to my right-hand stretchers, Luchasaurus. Then we go to the Jungle Boy versus Luchasaurus with Christian. Jack Perry, Blastosaurus with a shotgun dropkick to start the match. Luchasaurus caught Jungle Boy with German suplex. Luchasaurus grabbed the table, attempted to pop on Jungle Boy through it, but Jungle Boy escaped. Luchasaurus tried to chop Jungle Boy with Jack Perry, but Jack ducked. Luchasaurus head collided with the steel ring post. Luchasaurus whipped Jungle Boy to the ringside barricade. Back in the ring, Luchasaurus ran his shoulder Jungle Boy, then hurled him into the turnbuckles. Jungle Boy used a hurricanrana to send Luchasaurus into the ring post. Jungle Boy tried to lift Luchasaurus on the apron. Back gave out. Jungle Boy connected a sunset firebomb, smashing Luchasaurus to the ringside table. Christian Cage let the broadcast team walk towards the ring. Luchasaurus clotheslined Jack Perry, planted it for near fall. Jack Perry charged at Luchasaurus. He stopped him with a chokeslam for a 2 count. Jack Perry retaliated with a calf crucifix for a near fall of his own. He followed a poison rana, kill switch for a near fall. Jack Perry hooked on the stair trap submission. Luchasaurus was able to reach the ropes. Luchasaurus spiked Jack Perry off the rope, chokeslam, kneeling again, hit Jack Perry. So apparently, the presence of Christian Cage and ringside alters match, says Excalibur. This is what Excalibur says. Then we got a talk from Excalibur from Taz says, look at the smirk on Christian Cage's face. Renee Paquette was backstage with Stokely Hathaway and Ethan Page. Matt Hardy and Private Party interrupted. Hardy asked what Firm had done. Stokely, he has purchased Private Party's contract. Page said Cassie could be on Rampage this Friday. Private Party would be for free, but if Page wins, the firm had Matt Hardy under his contract too. So it goes to Rampage. Later on, we'll reveal will be Private Party's Cassie versus Ethan Page. It'll be a fantastic matchup. Alright, let's go into the show. Alright, Warjo, the T champion will versus the Factory. Smojo hit a set on QT, followed up with a jab to the corner, going for the muscle buster, and Nick hit the Joe behind. The Joe fighter on the tag did Wardlow. Wardlow smashed QT with a mash lariat. Wardlow tossed Nikki with a belly to back suplex. Smojo held Nick's legs while Wardlow smashed Nick with a senton on Tomoko. Smojo put Corrado in a chokehold. Referee stopped the match as Joe forced Nick to sleep. After the match, Wardlow put QT in a powerbomb Siptity. We get some Pistonana and Bassity interrupted after the match. The Machine, Brian Cage, against the Agony, had enough of Warjo. Brian Cage insults Warjo. They up on the mic. Basically, we had Dax Harwood and Cash Weller coming out to a massive ovation. Some words from Dax Harwood. There's 3 of y'all, and there's men have a night hard work a night. So you have perfect partner. Rampage starts at what time? Wheeler says 10. Sean Spears makes a return, pushes Solo back to the ring. FTR hit a big ring on Solo. So it's basically a segment showing the return of Sean Spears. We're going to see him on Rampage. Can't wait. Alright, we got Swerve Strickland versus Daddy Ass Billy Gunn with the AEW World Tag Champs, the Acclaim. Billy dropped Swerve with a shoulder tackle, then a second shoulder tackle. Swerve came back with a low drop kick to Billy's quad. Swerve continued to work over Gunn's leg. Swerve clocked Billy with a stinging body shots. Billy Gunn swerved Swerve with a tilt-over slapdash. Billy followed up with a jackhammer. He tried for a famous serve, but Swerve had scouted. Swerve hit Billy with a flatliner, then Swerve stomped for a near fall. Swerve called her hold for Billy, clutch onto the ropes, able to pin Billy. It said from Siobhan said, he stole it by hooking the ropes, and there's nothing Billy could do, said Siobhan. After the match, Mark Story came out with Tony Nese. This is what Sterling says. We brought out a very important document. The document says, I don't train about to scissor me in professional wrestling. If you try to use scissor gesture, I will sue you so hard you'll be stuck in the court system. So long you'll be forced to forfeit those titles. Until then, scissor me, daddy niece. That was the post-match segment involving Sterling and Niece saying, daddy niece with scissor me, daddy niece. I like daddy ass better, but we go to it. Now we go to hear from Castillo ladder match winner, self-proclaimed the devil, NJ. Yeah, let's talk about him. NJ was about to answer Alex Marvez's question when Stokely halfway interrupted him. NJ said, if this happened when he fired halfway. Then we got to talk about MJ, what he said. You want me to ask about William Regal, Marvez? In my world, you are a villainous and Mary Poppins. We have a dark past, but you don't want me to remind that. Like, Wheeler Yuta, you asked me about Wheeler Yuta. I was about to shake his hand. I don't know, Marvez. Nice guys finish last. I'm not an idiot. Most of the locker room hates my guts, but I had no choice but to be the bad guy. I had broken my hand many times, punched my own reflection, but what it takes it by hook or crook, I'll be the AEW World Champion. He had this aggressive tone. So, ahead of his AEW World Championship events as Moxley against Hangman Page next week, we heard from AEW World Champ Moxley, who was interviewed by Siobhan. This is what Moxley says. After 3 years, damn, it feels good to be in Toronto. After much of 3 years, I've been the AEW World Champion. That has come far and why try to knock me off the mountain. Being World Champion ain't no fun games. You got a target on your back. You live every day in physical pain. Everyone wants to see you fall. A lot of guys crumble self-destruct. The World Champ does not have the luxury of fear or doubt. Being World Champion is a dirty job, but you gotta be ruthless, but I love this job. This brings me to Cowboy Hangman Adam Page. Adam Page walked up to the ring. Wherever you have to say about me, I'll say it to my face. Actually, you have said all last week. You say you respect the I was in the ring, who as a person. I would be lying if I didn't tell you that come from what it meant to the world to me. Because I had watched you from the past 3 years, I come to respect you in the ring outside. But there have been times in the last 3 years I looked at you and saw the kind of man I want to be. And just watching my skybox with the chip. Page continues on. You called me a nice kid last week. After all the compliments, is this how you feel about me? I am a kid to you? And Moxley said, that's what exactly I think about you. I don't think you're a small guy who knocks me on 20 feet ladder 1 year ago. Next week, if you got a chance to take a shot at me, I don't think you got the guts to pull the trigger. Here's what Page says back. I hesitated, cost a chance for all that. I left with nothing. So I'm not the same. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I'm anxious. I'm depressed. The medicine's not working. I'm still here because I am a man. I know what I have to do in Cincinnati. I don't care if your fans in the crowd. I'll beat you with an inch of a light to take the title back. I am nothing. I have a shot at my word. Tuesday, I will take the title by shot, and tonight I'll give you a word. I'll be the next AEW World Champion. That's my word. Unlike MJF, I want to make sure I continue the face-to-face, man-to-man. That was the segment with Moxley, Hangman Page. So, yeah, that was the segment. Alright, we go to the ROH World Title. Lionheart Jericho with Angelo Park, Matt Menor versus American Giant Bryan Danielson. Regal joined the commentary and Ian Riccaboni. Danielson rocking the Jericho with top suicide up. Bryan headbutted Jericho in the back ring. Followed the kicks to Jericho in the corner. Jericho fired back with shots, right hands, and then a hurricane run off the top rope. Jericho followed up with a drop kick off the apron. He whipped Danielson to the barricade. Danielson grabbed the avalanche. Butterfly suplex on Jericho. Transitioned to late label lock. Jericho escaped, locked Danielson into the walls of Jericho. Bryan escaped, put Jericho in the Boston Crab. Danielson crossed Jericho with a kick to the head. Danielson hit Jericho with a hammer and elbow strikes. Jericho picked up Danielson and put him in the care for near fall. Jericho tried for a lion assault, but Bryan dodged it. Bryan connected with leaping knee off the top row. Bryan tried it again, but Jericho countered with a code breaker. Jericho shoved Bryan to Paul and Turner. The ref was knocked down. Menor grabbed the Ring of Honor World Title belt, threw it in the ring for Jericho. Ring of Honor Pro Champion Eric Garcia spring and snapped the belt out of Jericho's hand. Danielson lasted Jericho with a knee, but Garcia rammed. So Danielson with a pure title. Angelo Park returned to the ring. Jericho was able to pin Danielson. A black cloud once again hanging on the name of Ring of Honor, said Excalibur. So then we got Wheeler Yuta, Castagnoli, and Regal coming into the ring. The Jericho Priest Society scrambled by roaches. So basically, we're getting with Garcia that he will face Jericho for the Ring of Honor World Champion, unified with the Pure Champion. That's what I see coming out of this post match feud, future feud. Like, they're not going to do it now, but I see Jericho, like, facing Casanova in a rematch in his ROH pay-per-view. After that, he might face some former ROH stars, and we could build from there. Like, do I see Garcia be the one to take the title of Jericho? I mean, does Garcia be the one to take the title off of Jericho? Yeah, I see Garcia taking the title off of Jericho. I see what's happening. That's going to happen. But right now, the story continues on. Alright, we got Renee Paquette backstage with Nyla Rose and the Vicious Vixens. Sorry. Nyla showed up her stolen TBS Championship belt. Anna Jay challenged Nyla to a match on Rampage. Nyla set. We got the Interim Championship. Storm Ishida versus Britt Big, MD&D, and Hayter with Rebel. Unfortunately, Sarah's not here this week. She had to go to her family. Anyway, Hayter shoved Sheeta back. Hayter chopped the Sheeta, but Sheeta fight back with a drop kick. Toy Star Attack did it well up Hayter with a thrust kick. Baker grabs Storm's ankle, gives Hayter time to blindside Storm. Sheeta hammered the face of Britt Baker. Sheeta used a jumping knee at Rager. Sheeta suplexed Baker onto Jane Hayter. Sheeta smashed out to Baker with a meteor for a near fall. Hayter hit Sheeta back with a backbreaker. Tony Storm jumped to the ring, but Baker grabbed her in the net breaker. Baker smashed Sheeta with a curse stomp. Tony Storm DDT Britt and spiked her with a Toy Storm Zero. Sheeta hosted up Baker, but Baker caught her went for the lock job. Sheeta rolled out and planted Baker with a Falcon Arrow. On a counter pin, Sheeta scored a victory over Baker. That was a match. Yeah, so basically Sheeta got a victory and it was good. And it was pretty good, you know. I don't know why. I think Sheeta will face Storm for the title. And it will happen. Yeah, it should. Alright, now we go to the main event. The All-Atlantic Championship. The Bastard versus the Freshman Squeeze. Orange Cassidy went for the Orange Punch. Pac dodged it. Pac pulled Orange with a European uppercut. Pac mocked Orange Cassidy, but Cassidy sprung to his feet with a drop kick. Orange tried to top Suicide, but Pac countered with a Falcon Arrow on the arena floor. Pac nailed it with an Orange Tuso Apology on the ramp. Back in the ring, Pac put Orange in the brutalizer. Orange fought out, touched the bottom rope with his foot, boot. Pac went for the ring bell, but Orange Cassidy jumped out and paled Pac with a DDT on the ring floor. He followed him with a spinning DDT in the ring. The Orange Punch for the near fall on Pac. Fans chant, "This is awesome, this is awesome, this is awesome." Orange Cassidy rocked Pac with a beach break on the apron. Orange attempted Orange Punch again, but Pac countered with a British Superstand and brutalizer. The challenger's in big time trouble. It sends from Taz. Orange tilted and now touched the ropes, forcing the ref to break the hold. Pac went to the outside and grabbed the bullet hammer, but Don Hansen started stopping. The ref grabbed the hammer out of Pac's hand. And Pac grabbed another for another ring by nose to the referee. Pac jumped in the ring, but Orange clocked Pac with a punch. Orange knocked down Pac with an Orange Punch and pinned Pac. And then we have a new AEW All-Atlantic Championship. Freshly squeezed Orange Cassidy. So this was a great Dynamite. It was a good Dynamite. So let's go to the rants. Let's talk about this rant. So I heard that Garcia ended up signing Jericho and staying turning to Bryan Sanderson. Honestly, that's perfectly fine. It's part of the story. But at least it's a story. But there are going to be groans that Jericho won the Orange title, took it on with Claudio for no reason, with no bill of substance. I also expect people thought that at least with Jericho having this, they're like going to have Garcia beat him down the line. Of course, in the meantime, Jericho yelled on TV a ton and beat a ton of guys, but now the payoff is going to be Garcia ending up with the title shot for defending ROH. Now they just swerve, bro. Honestly, it's a swerve. And Garcia is aligned with Jericho, not an opponent. At least in the short medium term. So Jericho gets to keep reigning as ROH champion. Garcia is moved as the guy that gets put over. So, yeah, it looks like it. But I think Garcia is going to win. People just don't see the build towards this story. Yeah, but it also looks like Jericho's taking care of himself as usual. Yeah, it looks like that. Alright, let's go with Triple H. Apparently, Triple H relies too much on debuts and new signings. So there's news that he's interested in me, Yim, Yak, Tate, and Jordan. So it begs the question, How much is too much? Too much for Triple H to sign so many people? Yeah, at this point it's gonna be more bloated than AEW. So honestly, Triple H should stop and use what he got. Like you don't want a bloated WWE. That's how the previous Vince McMahon regime had a problem with that. And yeah, there was a problem with that. So yeah, WWE should not be bloated and yeah. Okay then, let's go to number 3. What's my opinion on the Combat Club? Yeah, honestly, okay. Basically, the Combat Club are a New Japan style stable and less about gang faction, but more group with their ethos. That's like a bunch of guys who are dedicated to wrestling to a machoistic degree. They're basically all faces, though slightly Twitterish at time. Their ethos is not the one of self-improvement, but self-reliance is now on brand to help each other out. Fighting each other is fine too. Again, they all respect the sport. Why wouldn't they? They're not to get it cheap, but to mentor each other. That's what I feel about the Combat Club at this point. Yeah, that's what I feel about the Combat Club. Okay, let's go to the news topics. Latest on Adam Cole's absence. Adam Cole's without in a ring action since AEW dripping further north past summer. Now, a few months away from the show, many fans are wondering where to expect Cole backstage in action. Cole suffered a concussion from the show during the match at AEW World Title versus Ray White, Joe Okada, and Hangman Page. Adam Cole's presence has certainly been missed in AEW recent months since All Out pay-per-view with Lee and CM Punk All Out action. In somewhat an update on his stats, many Meltzer wrestlers are what was his first stats and Adam Cole's injury was. This was the only update could provide. I mean, it's a concussion, a back concussion, real back concussion, but I'm not hurt. Who knows? He'll be back when he's clear, but it could be tomorrow and whenever I mean. So that's the update on Adam Cole. Yeah. Alright, WWE reported some interest in bringing back Chelsea Green. So WWE has eyes on Chelsea Green again. Yes, Chelsea Green was released on April 21st, 2021. Came after 3 years in the company, cleared being able to compete in the 2020 Women's Royal Rumble match. Unfortunately, her run in the company was tainted by injuries. In late 2020, Green was scheduled to win a Fair 4 match to see her qualify the Women's Survivor Series team, but the results had to be changed when she suffered a fracture during the bout. Though, with Triple H in charge, WWE created more wrestling content about potential return to the company. The news report was supposed to suggest that Chelsea can be next on the list to receive an offer in WWE. It's unknown whether the Canadian has interest in joining the company. Chelsea's current starting Impact, where the team did lost World Tag Team Champions past weekend, bound for glory. So yeah, pretty much Chelsea Green is going to back to WWE or something. I don't know what's going to happen or not. So let's go to Warner Bros. Discovery executives confirms that are working with AEW on content, not in the wrestling ring. Warner Bros. Discovery AEW showed numerous samples of symbiotic cooperation. Time passes 8 April merger. All the rest point attention for Warner Bros. AEW ran often direct knowledge and point positive attention with WBD press release with negotiations for AEW's next TV deal reported coming up at the end of the year. The relationship between two sides, of course, more important than ever. Connie Finch, WBD's Tree Lifestyles brand officer, recently took time to speak with reporter mentions the way TBS and TNT go about preserving a successful male audience with the show. This is what Kathleen Finch said. We replayed the sports space. One of the things we're doing on sports is creating show the program onto those fans. AEW pulls huge numbers, so we're working with wrestling to figure out how new kind of content to build, not on the wrestling ring. NJR Wrestling spoke about NJR's interest in non-wrestling televised concept, previously airing Rose to the Top, now tucked away into exit Cody and Brandi Rhodes. The stars of Only Wrestling are squared to televised appearance always twice a week on Dynamite airing Wednesday and Rampage on Friday. So yeah, basically like Warner Bros. Discovery is going to work with AEW for non-wrestling content, which I'm entitled to impress and excited about. So yeah, mostly like that. And I love it. So yeah. So basically, yeah. And we'll get on to Rampage. Let's review Rampage about now. Let's get to the AEW Rampage recap. Start with Moxley, Castagnoli versus Butcher and Blade. Regal on commentary. Benoit was ringside. Hangman Page watched Moxley action from a backstage monitor. We got the Blackpool Combat Club landed double lariats, stomped heads in, and closed up for victory. Mox planted blade on Death Rider DDT. Claudio pinned Butcher on a Ricola bomb. And afterward, we got Moxley cutting a promo with Claudio as the hype man for the AEW World Championship defense against Hangman next Tuesday on Dynamite. Mox threatening if Hangman doesn't step up, then Cowboy will get stepped on. That was the post-match segment. It was pretty okay. It got what he wanted, and we also had a first big matchup with Moxley and Castagnoli. And then the Butcher Blade made their big return. That's nice. We have to see the Butcher Blade in Canada more often. Okay, let's go on to Swerve and Keith Lee situation. Swerve and Keith are focused on regaining the tag team gold. Swerve yucked up his win over Billy Gunn. Mark Sterling stealing the scissor gimmick. Lee was more serious. He views Swerve actions as a reflection on himself. Lee did not approve of cheating. He cautioned that Swerve is swerving in the wrong lane. This is possibly the seeds of their potential big feud with Swerve and Keith Lee. I feel this feud will be better suited for Full Gear. I see it's happening. Keith Lee versus Swerve Strickland is going to happen. So there's mostly the seeds. So let's go to Dark Order. Let's talk about Dark Order. Dark Order will recover from their Heartbreak Trios loss to honor Mr. Brody Lee. Jose, the assistant, erupted again, tried to convince Ten to join the HFO. Ten wants to be left alone, so he challenged Roosh. If Ten wins, the AF will leave him in peace. Dark Order puts his hands together for hurrah. Then one more hand joined and a camera pan back to Sue Grayson. He was going to miss the Dark Order in Canada. So what I see is that Ten will face Roosh in a rampage. That if 10, I think 10 loses, that he's going to have to join HFO. But mostly if 10 wins, AFO will leave 10. Roosh will leave Roosh and AFO will leave 10 alone if 10 wins. So I see 10 taking a big loss. So anyway, let's go to Jericho Appreciation Society celebration. Jericho, Garcia, Daddy Magic, Cool Hand, and Andre are good spirits, with the family back together. Daddy Magic nipples went hard at the idea of JS being together forever. Garcia explained screenwriter Danielson. He learned heart, guts, and fighting spirit from his hero, but he learned how to win from his mentor. Garcia came to the conclusion after Jericho hit him with a title belt win their tag match last week. That's when he realized sports entertainers beat professional wrestlers every single time. Jericho talked up being every ROH champion that has ever existed. Entered Dalton Castle, the boys. Castle is the former world champion. It makes him sick to see the title around Jericho's waist. Castle's pumping peacock power through his veins and challenged Jericho for next week's on Dynamite. Lead champion accept all honor the Ocho. So basically, we're gonna get next week Dalton Castle versus Jericho for the AEW ROH world titles. So that's happening. That's Tuesday. I can't wait. I'll get to that Tuesday. Got it. Alright. We got a hype package for Toni Storm versus Hikaru Shida for the interim women's champion on Dynamite to determine who's better. This is pretty good. We're getting a hype package for Shida. Shida rules. We need more Shida more often. Shida versus Storm. We need more Shida. Shida, 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 Shida. Okay, let's get back to it. And Toni Storm, I don't think Toni Storm going to lose the title, but Storm was going to retain somehow. So, anyway, we got Anna Jay versus Nyla Rose. The Native Beast carried the stolen TBS Championship on our official title bout. Vicky Guerrero, Maria Sheffer, Daddy Magic, Cool Hand were at ringside. Vicky seduces Cool Hand and snaps his suspender straps. Excuse me, as she said. Anna tried to apply the Queen choke. Nyla shut her off. Anna went for a fly attack. Nyla caught her to finish with a Beast Bomb. That was pretty much a squash match. Afterward, Cargill, the baddies arrived on stage, take back the TS title. Kiriti blocked the baddies, so Cargill pummeled these peons. Nyla and crew ran off for the gold during Jade's rage. So basically, we're going to have a future match. Jade versus Nyla Rose for the TBS Championship. I cannot wait. I want to see them beat the shit out of each other. A trans woman versus a hot top black chick who's like, we probably hate white men. Yeah. Black women hating white men.
Destiny days, those ratchet women. Alright, let's on to the show. Alright, Daivari wanted to buy the FTW title for the $50,000 and the envelope that Hook ripped up. Since the offer was declined, Daivari will take the title by beating Hook next week on Rampage. So, next week on Rampage is going to be Hook and Daivari for the FTW title. It might go somewhere. Hook is going to beat Daivari, no doubt. But I think the Trust Specialist Hook thing will continue after this, so we'll wait and see. Ethan Page versus Isaiah Cassidy. If Page wins, Hardy's contract blocks of Herb. If Cassidy wins, the party are free. Stokely halfway, Mark Quinn and Hardy was ringside. Cassidy railed for the tornado DDT. Tornado to outside. Halfway blocked Cassidy's path to buy Page recovery time. Cassidy took flight, missed a swanton. Page pounced for a twist of fate, then an eagle edge to win. Basically, Page won. Now the firm owns Hardy and the private party's contracts. We know what's going to happen. The story continues. So, on with the show. One more thing. Stokely halfway NJF. What's the deal on that? Because what's going to happen going forward? Ethan Page is still with the firm, but we don't know. So, that's what it is. Okay, we got Bret Fred's calling out the Triangle for Trios title on Dynamite. The bout was made official. This might be a continuation from where Orange Cassidy beat Pac for the AEW AllElite Championship. This is going to be a continuation from that feud. So I can't wait for Tuesday. It is going to be a swell show. We got some Mark Henry interviewing the main event participants. Brian Cage viewed this match as top guys versus top body guys. Shawn Spears shut Cage down his charisma vacuum. Spears wanted to right the wrongs, and it started with FTR. Jax Hardwood, Cash Wheeler never backed down to the fight. Enough talk. And then Henry closed with, "It's time for a main event." Now we go to FTR, Shawn Spears versus Brian Cage, Khan, and Toa Lee. Prince Nana's at ringside. Embassy utilized shady tactics to isolate Spears. Then we got hot tag Jax Hardwood for a spinebuster Khan. Cage delivered a dust kick to gain control. Khan playing Hardwood on an airhead crash. Cage landed a flying elbow drop. Spears made the save on the quarter. Pinnacle found their groove for a triple set of sharpshooters to Cage, Khan, and Nana. Leona rushed to break it up. The action spilled outside. Leona collided to the ring set. Spears DDT Cage on the floor. FTR executed the heart attack on Khan. And Spears finished with a C4 Death Valley driver for the victory. This was an amazing trios match. We had the Embassy versus FTR and Spears. So basically this was the Pinnacle versus the Embassy. I love the matchup. It was sweet. It is swell. It is basically something you want to watch every Rampage. Alright, here's the main event. After the main event, we saw Maria Kanellis appear on stage. The first lady of professional wrestling was joined by Meg Bennett and Meg Taven. She called out FTR for never facing the Kingdom for the ROH and IWGP tag titles. FTR were open to the challenge. The Embassy attacked the Pinnacle. The Kingdom joined in. Warlord Samudra, even the odds. The bad guys scattered to safety. So that was the end of Rampage. Here are my thoughts. First, welcome Maria Kanellis, Mike Bennett, Matt Taven to the mix. This was a surprise I did not see coming for Rampage. Thumbs up to AEW for creating these kinds of moments. In general, the Kingdom should be positive additions on the roster of Deafen. Within specific story, the GK ride making a lot of sense to confront the FTR. The matches will be good. The main event was solid. FTR Shawn Spears made most of the Canadian atmosphere for the finish with a heart attack homage and a hometown hero. The pin. Brian Cage got the shit with Khan and Toa Lee continued developing the spotlight. Even though the results was never in doubt, the Embassy is benefiting from the exposure. Coming from this show, I expect Spears for a duplication turn. Now, squeeze on even numbers. I buy a Spears trying to make up with his Pinnacle pals. His performance in the main event convinced that he wrestles selfishness. A bayface runs probably for the better. Spears wear out his welcome as a mid-card folder for top stars. A shift in alignment shall open more possibilities for entertainment. The Canadian crowd is on his 10 gimmick. Then we got the JSS segment covering the bases explaining Daniel Garcia's actions. The idea of rejoining JS is debatable. What's done is done. Garcia rolled into his current direction with more energy as a spirit entertainer than a wishy-washy pro wrestler. His explanation was specific enough. Time to turn the page to the next chapter of Garcia's story. So let's go to more. When Tony Khan approaches ROH, there were a few matches I wanted to see. Top of those were FTR versus the Briscoes. Thankfully, TK served that dish twice. I see Jericho say the promo duel with Dalton Castle. That matchup shot the second on my list. Not many can outshine Jericho on my flamboyant scale. Castle's wonderful fellow. His promo is electric. Who over top spot or retainers with legit wrestling outcomes should produce a special affair. Ethan Page versus Isaiah Castle was disappointing. AEW crafted a story with Hook. With contrast of Private Party and Matt Harper on the line, I was generally curious how to see a contest would play out. There was potential for compelling action based on story direction. The match turned out to be quick, not much drama, no side fast finishes, no very desire to fight for freedom. AEW has a chance to build up Cassidy as start rehabbing the image of Private Party as losers. Instead, he looks like a chump and flashy moves with feet. Why would Furman want Private Party's contract after that? At least with Hardy, they could make money off his merch sales, find joy in demanding him. Yeah. The House of Fire, Jay Cargill, and a word formula. Seeing her cut the shit to wreck security guards for Rowdy C. It's going to be a lot of fun once Jade gets her hands on Iron Rose. The story is surging in the right direction to produce hot participation for our eventual showdown. There we go to Moxley, Castagnoli. Butcher Blade had the best match of the night, in my opinion. The aggression was strong, a creative finish. Newsflash slick. The Blackpool Combat Club remind the world they're still badasses. I enjoy teamwork aspect of watching each other's backs. Rampage basically provided an enjoyable, effective show overall. The surprises created intrigue, and the story beats pump it up potentiation for the future. So, yeah, this was a good Rampage. Alright, let's go to the news. WWE reported talking about bringing in Malachi Black for Bray Wyatt group. Details that emerged, WWE potentially wanted Malachi Black to join Bray Wyatt group. The Eater Words returned to WWE Extreme Rules. Fans were all away to produce. Human-sized version of Wyatt's Funhouse Puppets appeared to the crowd as well as his own feed persona. But fans are not aware of what Wyatt will do in the company going forward. One of the popular theories that puppets will represent in the Funhouse transition into Wyatt having fun and fashion around. The Wyatt Six have been discussed heavily by fans, and several wrestlers have been teasing the group. Links can be drawn similar to cult leader gimmicks such as Joe Gacy in NXT, while Liv Morgan and Seth Rollins have recently blacked out their social media accounts with no explanation. It's no secret that there have been some backstage unrest in AEW at the late. Dark is one of those who was reported looking to get out of the company, though Cody Khan has recently made obviously not interested in granting releases, so it seems that Malachi will remain in AEW and foreseeable. So yeah, U.S. Network are reportedly through WWE right now, following Vince McMahon's controversial retirement on July 22. WWE Underway Series changes. Stephanie McMahon and Khan took up co-CEO's position, while Paul Triple H become head of WWE's creative. Fans have speculated on Triple H takeover creative for years, so he has been disappointed. There's a lot of positive feedback about Levski's first months in charge. He has been fresh and fair for fans in an attempt to put more focus on in-ring action in the mid-card title. So it's interesting to look at how U.S. Network has viewed WWE under new arrangement, regiment. So yeah, honestly, also Raw drew this week at 1.824 million viewers, so which should be good. So that's why the networks are happy with WWE, and also they're happy with AEW. So y'all know that. All right, we got the update on Vince McMahon's Netflix documentary. It's been 2 years in the making. Yeah, 22 crazy year. This man was retired. So let's talk about Netflix. A documentary regards Vince to 2 years. It goes to say in the documentary Vince would be interested to watch all wrestling, given out in recent months. So it's interesting to see extent which recent allegations will be covered in the documentary. Of course, there'll be a lot to cover given the life Vince had. It may be hard to choose which parts to include. So that's going to be harder. Yes, Vince McMahon's allegations are real. He did sell for sex, which is disgusting. Also, that's disgusting, but that's on Vince. So, okay, we go over to Moxley, expected to work fewer debates by his new deal. Apparently, a week ago today, Moxley extended a 5-year deal. During negotiation, Moxley wanted a deal to continue the independent shows. Basically don't want to do GCW, but they agreed that Moxley will do far less fewer shows, but kind of has to prove them. But Moxley, in the end, has decided to change how he does them. So basically, Moxley's going to change how he does them. He won't bleed. He's going to have a regular matchup. No blood, no nothing. So it's basically going to be Moxley. So basically, Moxley will defend the AEW World Champion against him and Page on next week Tuesday edition of Dynamite in the hometown of Cincinnati, Ohio. Back on Combat Plan member of Down Banner Run Curious Year. We look forward to see what is in store for him next 5 years. So basically, Moxley's going to slow down a bit since he's going to sign a 5-year deal with AEW. And he's going to have to slow down a bit. So Moxley's going to have to slow down a bit, and that's fine. Let Moxley slow down. So it's for the best for Moxley. Okay. All right. Thank you for everyone. This was AgostoAllElite Podcast. I'll see y'all next Saturday as usual. Bye.